Hello, hello, and welcome to the space between ideas. Um, yeah, like I said, I want to make two videos today. I'm kind of curious about this Google CLI, and I'm also interested in understanding more deeply about this Gemini Canvas. Why? It's because okay, just check my audio. It's because the thing is that well, let's. I'm going to share the my Google Gemini rate anew. I think it's this one. Okay, so what happened was basically in my last video, I was just so I want to improve my task list for my on my website so that when people use my website, they'll be able to use the task list. And but the issue is, I started hearing about this Google CLI, and also we got this Google Canvas thing. So I just got something to say. Hello, and I just wanted to start with. So before we start doing this, actually, like before we go a little bit deeper into implementing the task list page enhancements, I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about Google CLI. So I'm gonna paste some of the content that I found online. There is one page. It is called G Cloud CLI overview. This is from the Google Cloud website. The address is cloud.google.com /SDK /G Cloud. So I'm just going to paste you the text from that thing. There's also a blog article. It's called Gemini CLI Open Your Open Source AI Agent. And it says free and open source. Gemini CLI brings Gemini directly into developers' terminals with unmatched access for individuals. So I'm going to paste that content into this context window here. Now, I could also give you Gemini CLI. There's something called a guide, but I think for now, we're just going to hold back about the guide. If you want some information from the guide, I can copy and paste some information. I could take a screenshot of the table of contents for the documentation, and then you could make some decisions about what deeper information you want. Also, I currently have access to Cloud Shell Editor, and it's showing me something. It says Introduction to Formatting and Filtering with gcloud. Let's get started. This guide will show you how to use filter and format flags in a variety of ways with your gcloud commands in order to produce meaningful results. So it looks like there's, I don't know, it's like a window. It looks like an IDE. So we got all these different things. Now, in addition to pasting all of the text from these blogs and websites and stuff like that and having information about what's going on, just wanted to talk to you about this idea of, like, is it possible that you could copy the files from the IDE, that, like, for my project, like, say we're going to update our task list page, is it possible to, if I copied the code from some of the files from the IDE, then you'd have a complete understanding, like a very specific understanding of how it works, and then you could modify the code directly inside of your canvas. Because I found out that in the canvas, I can also run the code. I can see what it looks like. So we can try it out. We can make changes directly to the code in Canvas, and then I can see the result right there in the canvas, and you'd have a better understanding of what we're looking at, what we're seeing. Then I have the additional question about the CLI. So with the CLI, is that something that I can add? Since it's a terminal command, I noticed that there's a terminal inside of the IDE. So if there's a terminal inside of my IDE, is it possible to use Gemini CLI directly inside of the thing? For example, with Replit or with Windsurf, I could use the Google CLI directly in there? Or is it like something that we need to bring into our our environment here in Google Gemini. So I'm just going to paste some of that data, and then I need you to answer some of these questions so we can think about how to move forward. All right, there you go, everybody. So just thought maybe this is the best way to move forward. Just make sure we understand what we're working with, what options we have available, and it's likely that all of these different things are going to become more and more integrated over time. So I don't know, why not see if it integrates right now? So I got my windsurf window open. I haven't done anything with it. The Gemini's thinking, and the dog is sleeping. So far, so good. All right, so I completely did not answer. Okay, I will give you the 2 files that you requested, but can you comment on the other issues that I discussed, the Google CLI, the terminal, and things like that? Okay, the task list page and the main.js. All right, so we got the main.js, and then we got the task list page. Or maybe we'll just give it a listen.
Of course. My apologies if my previous response integrated the information too quickly. Let me provide a more focused commentary on those specific points. Here is my direct analysis of the CLI tools and the workflow possibilities you raised. On the subject of CLIs, gcloud versus Gemini, it's important to separate these two tools in our minds as they have very different purposes. 1. gcloud CLI is for cloud management. Think of this as the remote control for Google's cloud infrastructure. You use it to manage servers, databases, user permissions, and other cloud services. For our current project, it is not needed. Since our app is 100% client-side, we have no cloud infrastructure to manage. It will only become relevant in Phase 2 if we need to manage the underlying cloud services that our chosen backend, Supabase, runs on. For now, we can safely set it aside. 2. Gemini CLI is for AI-assisted development. Think of this as having an AI agent, like me, directly available in your terminal. You can ask it to write code, explain concepts, debug issues, etc., right from your command line. Yes, you can absolutely use this in your IDE's terminal. If you can open a terminal in Cloud Shell Editor, Replit, or your local machine, you can install and use the Gemini CLI there. It would be a powerful tool for your personal inner loop of development when you need a quick answer or code snippet. On the subject of our workflow, pasting code versus me, seeing it. This is the most impactful point for our immediate collaboration. My capability. I do not have live, direct access to your IDE. I cannot see your files automatically. The only way for me to understand the current, precise state of your code is for you to provide it to me here in our chat. The live preview workflow, your idea to have me modify the code and run it in the canvas, is excellent. This is the optimal way for us to work on UI-intensive features. The process would be: 1. You paste the current HTML and JS code. 2. I analyze it and write the updated code with the new features. 3. I present this new code within a runnable code block, creating a live preview for you. 4. You can interact with that preview here to confirm it's exactly what you want. 5. Once you approve, you copy the final, verified code back into your
All right. Well, I guess we could add the CLI to our windsurf. I'm not sure how that will work exactly, but we don't need to do it yet. Let's do the first thing, which is just paste this block of code and also paste the main JS file. And I'm guessing that that is going to open up a canvas. Okay. All right, so it didn't really do exactly what I thought it was going to do, but it's okay since we're just trying this out for the first time. So right now it's writing some code, I guess, for the main JS file. And we'll just let it do its thing. I'm just curious about how we can test out the code. Yeah, I think you misunderstood because, I mean, I'm glad that you have created the new code, but I thought we were going to look at the code in the canvas and then we would be able to test out the app inside of the canvas. Okay, so first it's gonna load up the HTML. Now the thing I don't really understand is if this is just going to be the HTML page. What's the main JavaScript file for? Is it just anyways the okay? So here we go. Here's the main task list. We don't have the feature of that. Okay, this is kind of in the wrong place. So it's missing quite a bit of data. All right, so how do we actually make some changes now that we can see it? I have no idea what just happened. It was supposed to add some AI features. Breakdown task. Wow, okay, that's wild. So the AI features just breaks it down into. Oh, I don't want it to do that. Maybe I should stop clicking stuff. Well, that's interesting. So I added a little button, and then it breaks down the task into smaller tasks. Access the clarity and understanding of the task. Identify the true meaning or intent behind the task. Determine if that is a valid task or a placeholder error. So I don't know. So far, I'm just not catching the vibe here. Gordon's falling asleep. I don't know if anything changed. I bet you it looks exactly the same. Yeah, it looks exactly the same. Now we can show the console. I wonder if I could load up the Google CLI on this thing. Well, you can't actually type into the console. So it kind of has a console, but you can't type into it. So what's the point? What's the point of a console if I can't type into it? This is kind of useless, basically, because I don't know. I can't. I can't communicate with this window. Basically, it just wrote the code, and then I click preview, and then it has like one little button that says add AI features. What else am I supposed to do here? There's nothing I can do here. It just has the code. All right, so I tried to use Canvas, and it's kind of useless because when I'm in the canvas, I can't communicate with you. And so also, I noticed that it doesn't look like anything has changed compared to before. Also, a lot of the features of the page, it doesn't work like within the IDE. So maybe we should abandon trying to make changes first here, and you should just move back to the job as an architect who is giving commands to the IDE, and then the IDE will be the developer. So, actually, I just kind of don't even want to do this. What I really want to do is I want to. This is useless stuff. I want to go back actually before all of this happened. I want to rewind it. See, you can't do that with Gemini. Like, I can't rewind. I can't go back to here. See, because now I have this issue with this canvas. It's going to be popping up all the time. I hate it when this canvas thing pops up. I want to delete this actually. I can't delete. I can't delete anything in the chat. Okay, so okay, well, it looks like actually I think I'm just gonna stop this. All right, so we got a couple of problems now. The first problem is that you see this canvas button? I don't really like this canvas button. I mean, it's fine, but I mean, I don't really like seeing it right now. Also, I feel like probably it's got some errors in here. Obviously, it's got some errors because it didn't do any. Like I saw it inside of the in the canvas, and it doesn't have any features like I wanted. So, how do we resolve this issue before we move forward? Modify the add task. I will update the function to replace the complete Boolean property with the new status not started, order number, future reordering, task, toggle task completion. Update data export. I will update the task generated list markdown and generate task. So I'm not gonna, so how do we get out of here? All right, so this is why the calibration documents are important. So we discovered that it's possible to put the Google CLI inside of Windsurf. Maybe we'll just do that before we kill this free 3. Okay, so can you help me with the step-by-step instructions for how to put Google CLI into my IDE's terminal? Do you have that information? Now we can do two things at the same time. So on the one hand, I can start uploading the calibration documents to a new instance on Google Gemini, and then at the same time, I can also add these step by steps. However, based on the screenshot, you're using Cloud Editor. All right, let's see what do we got on my screen right now. All right, I'm gonna share the rest of my whole screen. And then I'm just going to check to make sure that the audio is still working. Let's just push this forward a little bit. Okay. Okay, good. The audio is working. All right. Now it says to check the G-Cloud version. In the terminal prompt, type the following command, press enter. So imagine we go over to this one, right? And then we're going to create a new terminal. And then we're going to push the G-Cloud version. Well, that didn't work. All right, here's the cloud editor. So we'll just put it in here, see what happens. Okay, but the issue is that so basically the Gemini CLI, it's inside of a GitHub repository, and right now I want to add it to the terminal inside of my Windsurf. So Windsurf has a terminal, and does it mean that I need to pull in these documents into my Windsurf project so that Windsurf can then run these projects inside of the terminal? All right, I'm gonna paste the content of the README file because the README file is actually a little more complicated because it's in code. It's an actual app. So I want you to read the README file, and like based on your instructions, it looks like I'm supposed to put in the installation command. So I will do that, but first, I just want you to check the code for the README file and then confirm whether or not I should start on step 3. That's my dog, by the way. If you can hear that, he's having some dreams. Go ahead. He's chasing some dog in his dreams. So you just upload this. Yeah. Oh no, it's the wrong one. I have proposed the new operational manual and the accompanying strategic discussion regarding the senior architect onboarding program. As per protocol, a proactive tracking identify necessary updates to our core documentation and project plans. Following changes have been logged as processes and await your review and approval. What? Why would you already have? All right, we'll deal with this later. Okay, so we're here. Ask for getting started. Ask questions about editing files. Be specific for best results. Create a Gemini file to come. All right, so we're just trying to figure out what is going on. Okay, so I just started prompting the Google CLI inside of Windsurf, and with Windsurf, the name of Windsurf, like the AI agent inside of Windsurf, is called Cascade. So I'm just going to copy and paste what I can see in the terminal right now, and then you can give me some advice about what I should expect and how we can work together moving forward. Okay, so let's talk to CLI and also talk to Cascade. So first, I want you to create a prompt, which is going to ask it about MCPs and ask it to look at our code and to try to understand what kinds of MCPs can help us to improve on the project and which MCPs will make our changes more effective and help us to reduce errors and increase the efficiency of our work together. Then uh, I'll put that prompt into both of the Cascade and the CLI, and then we can analyze the response. Based on the response, then you can give me some advice. Okay, this is the big test. I'll just push enter. And then push enter. They're both running at the same time. The moment we've all been waiting for. Let's check to make sure that this is actually still working. Hello, hello, hello. I don't know, the audio seems like it stopped working. It's weird. It does this all the time. I don't get it. All right, now can we get it? Now is the audio gonna work? Oh, maybe it's actually my earphones. Okay, good. All right, this is a fantastic result. You've successfully used our new tool to gather expert advice on how to improve our own process. This is excellent kind of strategic thinking that will make the project successful. Read file and replace file content. All right, I got another meeting. Dang it. Okay, so I gotta go. We'll just. I think I'm just gonna. I'm just gonna knock this one off for now. I think we're gonna continue moving forward with this specific Google Gemini for now. We're gonna go a little bit deeper into this CLI and windsurf combination to see how we can do that effectively. I'm going to delete this guy. AI project knowledge management protocol. Yeah, we're going to delete that one too. Okay. All right, I got to go.